Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.
Good morning. It's Sunday. I'm super glad you guys are here with us. I'm Amy Honey.
I'm Emu Honey.
Emu Honey. You are an emu. You're emu. Are you going to do your emu today? It's been a long
I know it's
time.
been a long time. But yet we were in a vehicula.
Oh yeah, I can't ask for that right now.
So who knows? But I have been doing all the physiotherapy stretching, so I am more limber than I was. But this is because I find you emu-sing.
They're so cute. And they're cute.
Yeah, I love emus.
Okay, well, I'm really excited to talk to this author today because she is really cool. I've actually been stalking her for quite a while on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn. She's on all the platforms. And I've been watching her and I've been watching her journey. And I was so excited when she's like, hey guys, I have a book coming out. I was like, oh, yes. And it's on a topic that I absolutely love. So it's Natalie Kita. She's a love coach and a law attraction expert with certifications in clinical hypnotherapy, life coaching, NLP, and integrative somatic practice, which, oh my God, I'm so in love with this. I'm so in love with integrative somatic practice. It is life-changing. If you haven't tried it, find someone because it's amazing. She blends practical spirituality, neuroscience, and real-life experience to help smart, successful women who find themselves single again. I naturally did that. That's NLP, by the way. Some of you guys might not know that. Her work is all about breaking toxic love patterns, healing heartbreak, and clearing the subconscious blocks that get in the way of real connection. Natalie teaches how to date with clarity and confidence in today's world. So instead of choosing the wrong partners on repeat, I did that for years.
Why did you pause, breathe out, and look at me? That was awkward.
But you can finally experience soul deep, lasting love with someone who's truly right for you. Everybody give Natalie a very warm Amazon welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Hello.
Hello.
To be here.
Glad you're here too.
Lovely introduction.
Thank you. We've got Lisa Kelly. Love this book and this amazing author, Natalie Kita. She sounds like a very big deal.
Hey. Hi, Melissa.
So welcome everybody on all the different platforms. And if you've got any questions for Natalie, now's the time to drop them in the chat and hopefully we'll get to them before the end of the show. And the book we're talking about first is right there at the front of the carousel. You can go ahead and click that. And the title, The Problem with Chemistry. The first time I saw that title, it reminded me when I was in chemistry at school, and how one of the kids who didn't finish that year filled up, because you know those big long tables, they had those sinks right in the middle, at least in our science lab they did, and he filled it up with all the propane and then lit it and it went boom. So is that what we're looking for with this book, a big boom?
Not that kind of chemistry. In fact, the big boom, the fireworks, the butterflies can actually be a very big red flag in the beginning of dating if you have not healed the stuff that causes you to be attracted to the wrong people. So when your chemistry signals are kind of miswired in your subconscious, you feel that fireworks and butterflies only with the people who are actually going to hurt you and to re-wound those same wounds that your blocks are coming from in the first place.
Wow, that is deep, impactful, and very interesting. And I can feel from the deep inhale over here this side, there's a long question coming from the other half of the show.
Well, I love that you started with red flags. I was actually just doing a post on red flags earlier today. I was doing some research and looking what are some of the other red flags that people should be looking for. But that like feeling like this person just gets me and I've known them forever is a big one. And I was very, I got sucked into that as a younger gal.
Because we can actually be addicted to our own chemicals that we're creating.
Oh, absolutely. That's actually something we talk about at length in the book. The chapter on that is called Our Addiction to Pain. And because what people don't realize is, just like if you fall down and you scrape your knee, your body produces endorphins as the natural pain regulation chemical. So when we experience emotional pain, guess what? Same thing happens. So we become addicted to these highs and lows of the pain followed by the endorphins, and the pain followed by the endorphins. And when we experience, I call this saltine syndrome. When we are starving for real connection, if you throw a starving man a saltine, he's going to be like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten, right? And so if you're constantly giving someone pain and disconnection, and then you throw them a little bone once in a while, they feel like this is the best I've ever felt, when in actuality, it's just the contrast between the emptiness and the little crumbs that someone is throwing you. So I realize I didn't answer your question because we started talking about that. But your question was other red flags. And I loved what you said, is this feeling that someone really gets me and it's like I've known them forever. And I was talking to a client about this recently, and she said, I want, if I have to tell him what I want, then it doesn't mean as much. And I hear this from women all the time, and it's such a huge mistake, because what they're looking for is the guy who can read your mind. And I say, who's really good at appearing to read your mind? Narcissists, con artists, emotional manipulators, because they are really good at mirroring you. And yes, mirroring can be something that is useful for creating rapport if you do it ethically, but these people don't do it ethically. And so they make you feel so understood, and he just knows what I want before I even say it. And myself, I had one relationship with a covert narcissist, and I found out after the fact, well, not after the fact, but as it was coming to an end, that he had basically researched me and found out all these things that I liked and that were important to me, and pretended to be that. And it was devastating to realize that the person I thought I fell in love with actually didn't exist. He was manufactured. And I thought, this man has so much insight on me. Oh my gosh, found out that was because he hacked into my computer and he was reading my private emails and messages.
Whoa.
So if someone appears to read your mind, that is not the great sign that you think it is. And it's much better to just use your words with a partner and tell them what you want, and tell them what you like, and tell them what you don't like. So my husband and I joke all the time that most problems can be solved by use your words.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
In most aspects, not just in a relationship, but in a workplace, in a community, in a society, communication is paramount for longevity and success of any project. So communication is a big one. And I had a similar experience. I was just, you reminded me of a previous partner I was with, because most of my relationships didn't last were only like, well, let's not put a time frame on it. Or number. No, let's not do numbers. I was an international traveling stuntman. You can do what you like when you're out of the country. It's like when you're flying, calories don't count. Eat whatever you want. So anyway, I had this relationship, and for the first 6 months, I thought, oh my God, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And then we had this big argument about, you don't do anything that I want. I'm like, every time we do something, I said, do you want to do this? And you go, yes, yes, yes. And we did it. Find out later that none of those things were things that she actually wanted to do.
Disappointing.
And I thought, oh, we both like the same thing. We're both doing the same thing. Oh, you don't like nature. All these hikes in the wilderness were not a fun bonding time. They were torture for you, but you were going through it, waiting for the time when I repaid the things that I didn't want to do. But she would ask me, do you want to do this? And I go, no, I don't like that. I was just, no. But
yeah. She was going along to get along. And so many people do that. So many people think that I can get this person to love me if I just go along with what they want. And the truth is, you're getting them to love someone, but it's not you.
Right.
It's not you that you're getting them to love, because you're presenting a false self. And so authenticity is huge. And like you said, communication, but everybody says communication is important, but do they know how to communicate?
Nice.
Do they know how to speak in a way that allows your partner to hear you without their defenses going up and making them stop listening altogether? And that's what most people are missing. That's a whole other book, to be honest.
You heard it here first, folks. The next up-and-coming book, Communication That Actually Works in a Relationship. Yeah, definitely. What are some of the key elements, like a quick little thing that everybody listening could benefit from as far as actual, real, effective communication with someone that you're intimate with? So we have different communication with those that we're intimate with than those that we aren't quite often.
So I think the most important thing, the number one thing in communication with an intimate partner, well, honestly, communication with anybody, is that when we speak about what we're experiencing, we express it that way. I am experiencing, I'm feeling, I'm needing, I'm wanting, I'm not wanting, rather than you did and you made me and you did. Because as soon as you say that, the conversation is over. In the other person's head, a wall has gone up, and that's it. That's all that they don't hear anything except I'm being attacked and now I need to prepare my defense.
Yep.
Instead of, and so this happens all the time. I'll ask a client, well, how did you feel about that? And she'll say, well, I felt like he was being an asshole. I'm not supposed to say that on Amazon. I felt like he was being a jerk. And that's not a feeling. That's a judgment.
Right.
When we speak from judgment, immediately the other person is, and even if you don't say those words to your partner, your energy is going to tell them that's where you're coming from. Instead of, hey, when XYZ happened, and you need to be specific about the exact thing that happened, facts only, not interpretations. I felt, not you did this, you made me feel that, it's clear you don't love me, right? This is the kind of communication that people think is communication, and it's not. It's throwing verbal missiles at the other person.
Yeah, and I love what you said there, and that's very similar, or just different phraseology for one of the get out of any difficult situation 3 questions to ask. If something goes wrong, we say, what happened? And then you just tell the story in 60 seconds or less of just the facts, not what those facts make you think or believe, but just the facts. For example, we're in a car crash, a car hit us from behind. Okay, that's what happened. And then you jump to, what do you want? And so often when we ask any of our clients, okay, what do you want? They go, well, I don't want her to be like, I don't want him. It's like, that's them. What do you want? I want to be happy. I want to feel safe. I was like, okay, so look at what you want and then go to step 3 is, what can you do?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. What is the need that's not being met here? What need do I have that's not being met? And now, what specifically could your partner do to meet that need for you? And the caveat is, you have to understand that they might say no to whatever that specific thing is, but that's where the negotiation begins. Well, what, I can't do that because I'm not comfortable with that, but what if I did this? Would that help you feel whatever it is that you're looking to feel?
I love that. I love that.
I like this, and enjoy the smooth, soft ride of peaceful, harmonious, reciprocal love with a healthy partner.
Oh, and I think that's the thing. I think too often we come into adulthood with not great role models on communication and relationships. And then we get into relationship and we don't recognize, like, I know when Jamie and I were first married 20 years ago, I wasn't recognizing the difference between healed and unhealed. I was not healed.
Yeah.
I'm still not healed. I'm still working on it.
That's really important. None of us are ever 100% healed, right? Because there's always going to be something else that pops up. But we have to be working toward it always.
Yeah. And that was the thing. We met doing personal growth. And so that's been a big part of our marriage is personal growth.
Oh, stand up for a second.
Stop it.
No, come on. Come on. Who's done more personal growth? Go back.
Well, I don't know her starting point, so maybe it's her. Maybe she was this big.
Boom.
I don't know.
Maybe I started this big and you started this big.
Whoa. Put that nothing. Let's not talk about size. Move on.
How much is 2 inches? Yeah, but like we didn't know it. And then I'm 56 years old, and it literally was during the pandemic in 2020. I think that was when all of us were forced to go inward on a deep level. I mean, and one of my therapists kind of, I did some EMDR during that time to do some trauma therapy. And she was basically saying that your brain goes into REM when we sleep, but most of us aren't getting enough sleep. So during the pandemic, a lot of us were getting the sleep that we were desiring, and our brain was going into REM. So we were processing trauma. So for me, I was having memories that were surfacing and things like that, I'm like 50 years old and this is just coming to me, and it's just mind blowing. Like I was definitely the frog in hot water and didn't realize how hot the water was.
Yeah.
And I had denied a ton of it, like just compartmentalized it. Didn't happen.
And that's subconscious blocks. That's exactly what we're talking about in the book. All the things that are in the kind of back of your brain, that in that primitive part of your brain, that are telling you that things are safe that are not safe, and that things are unsafe that are safe. And it's interesting you mentioned EMDR, because that bilateral stimulation is something that I incorporate into all of my hypnosis audio sessions. And by the way, when you buy The Problem with Chemistry, I have bonus audio sessions that are included along with worksheets.
He was just pointing that out to me. I'm like, this looks really good. Tell me more about the guided meditation audio sessions.
So in my full love coaching program, I have about 50 audio sessions for various different blocks and different things that people experience. But with the book, I think, to be honest, I can't remember how many, but I think I've given four different audio sessions. One of them is really important for women, and it's called the Body Shame to Body Love meditation. And it's technically not a hypnosis track, but a lot of my clients experience going into hypnosis as soon as they hear my voice, because they're so trained to do that. But it is so important. And there are two versions of it, actually. There's one for survivors of sexual trauma, and one for people who have not survived sexual trauma. Guess which one is the larger group among women, adult women in our society?
My group.
Trauma. And so, but for the ones who haven't experienced sexual trauma, there's also a lot of trauma around our bodies in our society, because we feel this pressure to look exactly a certain way that is defined by the media. And, I myself my weight has been up and down and up and down throughout my life. I was raised by a morbidly obese mom and a very fit, very critical dad. Imagine that storm of confusion and conflict. And so I created that kind of for me and for a lot of my clients who came in thinking that their body wasn't good enough to find love, or that their trauma from the sexual trauma that they had endured made them so broken they couldn't find love. And so that's one of the most impactful, I think, audios that I give along with this. Another one that I give is called Choose Better. And it's just trying to train your nervous system to feel calm with safe partners, and to feel good with safe partners, because a lot of people, it's all the wires are crossed, right? They don't feel safe with a safe partner because it's so unfamiliar to them.
You know what? We just had a training. We are in class with one of the biggest behavior profilers in the country, and he's one of the biggest experts on human behavior, and we're in his classes. And we just did a class around this, and he was talking about how chaos is so normal to most of us that peace will feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's Chase Hughes, by the way.
Yeah,
I got to credit him.
It's like when you're walking with shoes that you've worn for an extended period of time, the sole's worn off on one of them, and you're adjusting your body to adjust to the discomfort, and you become very comfortable with the discomfort. So then you get a new pair of shoes and you go, I paid money for these. Are so the better. It takes a little while before it becomes understood and accepted.
Yeah. I think that's such a great analogy and there's another layer to that analogy, because when you have that hole in your shoe, your one heel is going lower than the other. So you now develop compensatory muscle movements, and your gait changes. And so now your gait is adjusted to that shoe. And when you get a normal shoe, you feel all off and out of, you just feel discombobulated, right? So you don't feel comfortable. And we do that emotionally too. If I am wired to, I'll use my childhood for an example. My parents divorced each other 3 times by the time I was 15. And that doesn't count all the times they separated and didn't actually go through with the divorce and get remarried. So normal relationships, that's not normal to me, right? It took me so much work and so much time to feel attracted to someone who brought me peace.
That's great.
Wow.
And that's great that you have someone in your life now that is there for that and brings you people. And I just thought, as you were explaining about the shoe and the hole and how it has more levels to the analogy, I thought of something else that's also there, because when we're talking about this, it's soul-filled work. Soul-filled.
Nice.
Sock it to me? No? I'll go check my aunt and ankle if they're... No, stop. No. Okay, fair enough. So, oh my God. One question I wanted to ask, because we're talking all about how things in the past led to what you're dealing with right now, and how, typically 99.9% of our parents really had no idea what they were doing. And then they just raised...
We didn't know what we were doing either.
They were raised by people who also didn't know what they're doing, who also didn't know. I was like, just do this for now. So our role models, which we mimicked through our childhood behavior, then we get into adults and go, oh, well, this is normal. It's like, only for your childhood.
And then you're wondering why your life isn't working. You're
exactly.
Like, oh,
anyway, that's a long tangent to actually get to my question, which really was, there's always this catalyst that right back at the beginning that created an outcome. So what was the catalyst for you that went, hey, I'm going to put together all this fantastic information? And folks, there are meditations in the books. There's hundreds of dollars of bonus information right there in this book. You can grab it on the carousel right now, pop it in your cart and save it for a future moment. And you're like, oh, I know what I need. Or, oh, this is what my friend needs. Oh, I should get this for my sister. Don't put that on live. Edit, cut. Oops.
I've had so many people who bought 5, 10 copies of this book to give them to their friends who they knew really needed this information. But in answer to your question, the catalyst, there were 2. So there was a catalyst for me to heal my own stuff, and then there was the catalyst to start helping other people with it. Right. So the catalyst for me was the relationship with the covert narcissist.
Right.
I needed to hit that rock bottom in relationships to finally see what I had been doing all along, because all he was a magnified version of all the mistakes I had been making, right? And so I thought that, I guess I didn't realize that my picker was broken until then. You know what I mean? I didn't realize how bad it could get until it got to its worst. And then what I kind of had this light bulb moment where I was like, Natalie, you've used your NLP training, you've used your hypnosis training, you've used all this training you have to improve your life in all other areas, but you've never turned it on love. Because love was the biggest wound. And I guess, you don't want to shine the spotlight on that because you're afraid what happens when it breaks all open, right? So when I finally turned it on love, I did what I do as a type A person, and I actually wrote out a plan. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to affirm. This is what I'm going to listen to. This is what I'm going to read. This is what I'm going to focus on. And I wrote out a very detailed list for what I wanted and would never settle for less than in a partner again. And so many women come to me thinking that they're too picky. And I say, no, you're actually picky about the wrong things.
Good point.
You're not focusing on what is actually going to make a partner safe for you and feel good for you. I mean, self-awareness, that's the top of my list. That should be at the top of everyone's list, because if a person is not self-aware, they are unable to adjust, they're unable to compromise, they're unable to communicate. Without self-awareness, none of it works. So that was the catalyst for me. And then basically what was happening is I was a boudoir photographer for 14 years.
Ooh.
And I was very successful in that field. And not many people are successful as photographers. A lot of people really struggle. They have the starving artist mentality. So that grew into me teaching other artists and creators how to actually make a profitable business out of their art. And what I realized when I was doing that was, it's not that they're missing business knowledge. Most of them had taken business courses. It's all what's going on here.
Yep.
And so I started teaching mindset and law of attraction and all of those things. And then when I finally started using that toward my love life and my clients saw what I was creating there, they said, no, help me with that. That's what I need help with. And so that's when I started the love coaching program in 2020. So I had been I had this photography studio. It was going great. And I kept saying, I really need to work on the coaching business, but I don't have time. Photography business is too busy. I kept saying that over and over again. I need time to work on my coaching business. And so basically I manifested COVID. You're welcome. COVID shut down my studio for 3 months. And I was like, okay, thank you, universe. This is my sign to go all in on the coaching business. And the rest is history.
Wow, that's so cool.
That is cool. That's cool.
So cool. And how fun. What fun photography.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, I loved being a boudoir photographer, but I knew that there was and there was something deeper that I was meant to do in addition to that, because I think that I helped a lot of women develop better self-confidence and comfort with their bodies. But what I do now takes it deeper. And so it really feels like my calling, and everything was leading to this.
I love that. And I can really see that you're really, your true calling is really to help women see themselves for who they really are, that they are beautiful and that they are, valid and that they are lovable, because I think a lot of us feel so, there's just a lot out there. And if you get into comparing yourself with others, then that's tough. And it's literally in our DNA to want to be attractive and useful, so
yeah. And if you don't see yourself as lovable, how are you going to show up as your authentic self? Because when we don't see ourselves as lovable, we hide who we are. And when we hide who we are, how is your partner supposed to be able to give you what you need? Because they don't know. You're hiding.
It's going right back to communication and effective communication within relationships that you're talking about. If one of the person isn't true to who they are within themselves, or know what they want, or feel safe or aware to be able to express that, then that communication isn't given, and then we're all going off in tangents in a different way. I know when I was working for the stunt shows in Japan, the Japanese culture was yes, yes, yes. And you're like, is that an American yes or a Japanese yes? Oh, American no. Japanese yes. Like, yes, I hear you, but no, we're not doing it. So we were both going, oh, I want this. Okay, I will support you in this because it's nice to support, but it's not what I want. And like, well, I'm only doing this because you're supporting me in it. So we're both going down this road. It's like, oh, if one of us just was honest, we would start to go in this direction. Yeah. And that was the biggest change. And that was cultural too, because there's all these Westerners here. We're opening up a stunt show in Japan, and they have their cultural way of communicating. We have a different, more direct way of communicating. And that was the biggest hurdle to overcome in the first 3 months, was learning how to communicate in an effective way.
Absolutely. And, you know, it reminds me of something that happens all the time when I first start working with a new client. And one of the things they always say in their application to work with me is, I just want to feel seen. And then when I work with them, I'm like, but you're not allowing yourself to be seen.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to be seen to be seen. You have to be willing to show up and show all of it to be seen.
Jenny just dropped in the chat. This is such a great interview. And Jenny actually is a counselor and helped us when we owned a gym. And what you were talking about before, how you'd get clients that would come in and go, this is what I want. It's like, well, what do you really want? And you go deep, deep down. We found that with a bunch of alcohol. Oh, I want to lose weight. Why? Well, I want to be healthier. Why? I want to look better in my clothes. Why? I really want a relationship. It's like, oh, so the real reason you're here is because you want counseling, love advice, more so than lifting weights.
And the deeper why is even further than that. Well, why do you want the relationship?
Right.
Why do you want the relationship? The deeper why is always the emotion that you want to feel.
Yeah.
How do I think I'm going to feel once I have that relationship? Now we work on creating that emotion in the now. And when we create that emotion in the now, the way the law of attraction works, we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. So I say that I want a relationship to make me feel joyful. Well, how can I start feeling joyful right now? Because if I feel miserable and I attract a relationship, I'm just attracting a relationship that's going to make me more miserable. If I feel joyful and I attract a relationship, I create a relationship that magnifies my joy.
And that can go for jobs, that can go for health, that can go for all of it, right? Anything that we're trying to create.
Absolutely.
We will circle back to my sister if you're actually watching. So what I would always tell, she would go and do things, and I don't like doing this, but there's such nice guys there. I'm like, but you're not going to find a guy that likes you for who you are, because you're faking who you are to do that. Go do all the things you enjoy, and you will find guys there enjoying themselves, and they'll go, oh, here's someone I can enjoy doing something with. And you're both enjoying what you do. And she's got a great guy now. See, I approve. And
he is great. We really like him.
Awesome guy. And he likes hiking. He likes all these and writing, but all these physical things that she thought was unfeminine. And so she couldn't get because of her mixed up. Well, let's go back into my childhood.
Right.
Yeah. All these things that you had to be an attractive female, which was small, slender, and because she's built like me, which is great for a stunt man, but not so much for a female in the 1990s wearing a skirt, which I have done too, but I was playing a Scottish role. We digress.
Also, just stepping back, when we did own the gym, we worked with people that needed to lose 100 pounds or more. So we worked with extreme weight loss. But at the end of the day, I wasn't going to change their body unless I changed their mind first. And that's the thing. That's when I discovered that aspect of it. Like nothing was changing if I didn't get their mind changed. So guys, click the book. It's right there. Click into it. Go follow Natalie Kita underneath it. There's underneath you'll see her author. Follow the author.
Woohoo!
Click that follow, because when she does come up with more books, I have a feeling she will.
We're encouraging her to.
Yeah, you'll get notified, and we'll definitely have her back on.
I already have the title for the next book.
What is it?
Not telling. But it is about the 20 conversations you absolutely must have in the first 3 months of dating.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, you want to hear the title of my book?
Yeah.
Not out yet. You did marry Prince Charming. You just haven't trained him yet.
Nice.
It's a husband behavior modification manual.
Nice. I like that. I like that. That's fun.
And I'm writing a follow-up book called How to Survive the First 20 Years of Marriage.
What happens after the first 20 years?
We don't know yet. We haven't got there.
This November, we'll find out. Stay tuned.
Nice.
Very funny.
But this is my birthday shirt, so there is some communication happening.
I bought that for her birthday. Awesome. Well, Natalie, it's been absolutely, it is
Oh yeah,
it's 11:37. I could talk to you for hours. I really would love to have you back on again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even before another book comes out. So
we've got so many people on the different platforms saying that
everybody's
this is brilliant.
loving this.
They'd love to hear more.
Love it.
Great.
Someone told me to stop looking at the clock. Alan, we've got our own rules.
So awesome. Thank you. If they want to ask you questions about your book, can they find you on the internet?
You'll get like 10 pages. Just Google me.
Awesome. I love it. And buy her book below. Grab a copy of that. It's got the bonuses alone are worth it. There's over $200 of bonuses.
$200 of bonuses in there.
That she only usually has available for her personal coaching. So grab that.
And Miss Lisa Kelly, or M. Lisa Kelly, actually said in the chat, we hide who we are, which is the perfect context to use the gift of the body shame meditation.
I'm gonna buy the book just to get that meditation.
Yeah, we hide who we are. I think that's a brilliant title, and also being the body shame meditation that's in the book. Is that it?
Yeah, that comes with the book. Melissa is actually how you pronounce her name, and I know who it is because she's a client of mine, and it's so nice of you to join us today, Melissa. And so she definitely has done the body shame to body love meditation before, and is a big fan.
That is awesome.
I feel pretty confident personally, but I am up against, I found my dad's magazines at a very early age, at age 8, and I started comparing myself to those women at an early age, and that's perfection, and so I've had this perfect body image that I think this would be really helpful for me.
So my apologies, Melissa.
Melissa.
Okay. Melissa.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look, I did it. You can train them. It has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you everybody who's dropped in the comments, and we'll definitely get Natalie back, time and everything, pending on her end, because we're 100% open to have Natalie back. She's brilliant.
Yeah, and I'll reach out to you. We'll be talking.
Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Much love. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Oh my God, amazing. There's 2 other books that
we
forgot to talk about.
2 other books on the carousel.
I'll light them up real quick. There's
yeah.
Seeds of Wisdom, which is, let me just talk about it real quick. Seeds of Wisdom is, it's your daily dose of inspiration. Basically, over your time on the planet, you've probably heard a lot of advice from many different sources, some good, some bad, some helpful, some harmful. But what she's come to realize is the advice is only the seed.
Oh, right.
So this is just the Seeds of Wisdom for Better Days. Really great book. And then the next one is, let me pull it up real quick. The Magical Guide. The Magical Guide Manifesting Journal.
Ooh, I like those words.
Never feel stuck journaling again. No more staring at a blank page, wondering where to start. If you want more from a journal than pretty, or worse yet, boring blank pages, this is the journal for you. So grab that journal. It's below too.
It's interesting about the journaling and creating different things. Amy asked me for lip gloss, and I accidentally gave her my super glue. She hasn't spoken a word to me since. She was stuck with it. No,
whatever.
Okay, Natalie is brilliant. I love it, and you can tell instantly she has all this information, and she's condensing it down to what's most effective right now for this interview, what's most effective right now for her client, what's most effective right now for you to have a transformation that levels up your life in the direction you want to level it up. So definitely grab that book.
She reminds me of another author a little bit. There's an author back in the 90s, I think. It was 90s. So there was a guy that wrote this book called The Game. Just totally like ridiculous, right?
My friend had it.
And he said something. He had something that pissed everybody off on an interview, and he said somebody was asking a question about a guy, and he said he's not that into you. What I liked about that was that he was honest. Like, look, if this guy is like only calling you at 2 a.m. for booty calls, he's not that into you. He's just not that into you. And so the book that Ian Kerner wrote was Be Honest, You're Not That Into Him Either. And it's about raising your standards and reach for the love that you deserve. And I read that book back then, and it was so helpful back then. This reminds me a lot of that book. It's been a while since I've read it, but it talked about how in women we get the oxytocin and the chemicals in our body, and what's actually happening in our body when we fall in love. And then it's just like this need that we have, that we're wanted. You know, it's not even the guy. It's just this need that we're wanted, right? And so it was.
And that's chemistry. And that's what Natalie's talking about. The problem with chemistry. And we
similar.
all have chemistry happening on in our body. And we have an electrical response and a chemical
response.
Big long word there for an Australian. Two responses that are happening. Now the electrical is that fast, boom, happen. And the chemical, it lasts for a while. So sometimes
90 seconds to be exact, according to research.
Thank you.
An emotion is a 6-second burst of chemical in the brain that lasts for 90 seconds.
So who needs Google when you have a wife? There's a tip, folks. I actually had a mug once. I said, I don't need Google. I have a wife. Anyway, but yeah, so 90 seconds. So the chemistry is there, and we're living in. And one of the leading therapists that we were listening to in a podcast not just a couple of weeks ago was talking about how every single human being is a chemical addict. They just don't realize it. And some of that addiction is good. That gets you to become an Olympic gold medalist. Oh, I just need to train some more. Yet a lot of it we don't realize is actually holding us back from the goal that we cognitively, neocortex, front brain think we want.
So we can be addicted to anger or frustration or any of those emotions that are kind of lower level emotions. So if you're reoccurring having those emotions continually, daily, sadness, any of those emotions, you might be looking at having an addiction to that.
And I can hear you all asking, where do we start, Jamie? What do we do? You grab this book. This book is the best way to take a step into self-awareness and healing opportunities that come with that awareness. I love everything that this book is talking about, everything that Natalie was talking about. Oh, look, I just saw the picture right here.
Yeah.
Bestseller. It's an Amazon. It's a bestseller.
It's Amazon bestseller. I'm in a relationship, been in a relationship, happily married for nearly 20 years now. And even though this is about finding healthy love and it's about fixing a broken picker, I'm not picking anybody. I still want to read this book because I know that there's things in here that I can learn from it. So even if I'm
interested in reading it.
Yeah.
I love meditation. It's in hypnosis.
Yeah, you do.
Well, certified. So,
and we need to get to love your body a little more.
I love my body at least. No numbers. We don't do numbers. It reminds me of a joke, but I'm not allowed to do it on Amazon. Okay, so let's move on. Grab the book, have some fun. Oh, and Natalie was talking about, there's these different chemistry, there's different things to be aware of, when someone makes you feel attracted. But there's some things that you should be looking for in a relation that is very, I don't know, what did you say, trusting or safe or something like that?
Like a green flag instead of a red flag.
Green flag. Now, one of the top green flags is an Australian accent. So what we're looking at today is... Okay, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't say it. No. Ginger turmeric.
Ginger turmeric. This is really good.
This is great. I've been doing this. This is the third week that we're showing it. We've got the ginger turmeric shots and the turmeric ginger shots. What's the difference, Jamie?
So glad
turmeric, so glad you asked in that deep voice. Turmeric ginger has more turmeric. Ginger turmeric has more ginger. I know, it's like science. Oh yeah, so what we've got here, and we also have a discount code, a Dawson 10, if I remember correctly. It is, which gives you an extra 10% discount. I'm copying and pasting it into the chat right now. There it is, DAUSON10. Drop that in when you're looking for the discount code, and you'll get a bonus discount on the whichever one's in my hand, and you'll get a bonus discount on the one that's not in my hand. It works for both of them. It may actually work for some of the other things in their store. Shh! Don't let them know that I told you that. So this is great. There are 100 shots of this super rich nutritional powder in this bag. So just imagine 100 little bottles where you're saving all that plastic from landfills, oceans, and baby turtles by getting this. It is very simple. You just take this little scoop out that I was playing with before. See, look, there's the little scoop, and there's the, as you can recognize, the turmeric nice and yellow and the ginger nice and yellow in there. So you take one little scoop of this, and look, I'm going to drop him in the water. And, you know, you can see it starting to dissolve. It's really good. It actually dissolves really well. Like, even if I was to swirl the glass, it would dissolve. But I'm going to use a spoon, mainly for time and not to make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. That'd be, you just swirl it. 6 hours later, keep swirling. That would be awkward, but it's not. But you see, like, it's totally dissolved. There's no little floaty lumps or anything else. It's totally dissolved. And what? Yum. I've actually become quite accustomed. I wake up in the morning now and go, oh, gotta get my little shot. I put it in a glass, and our fridge has a little cold water jet stream kind of thing. Not a jet stream, not like, not James Bond jet stream, but like, oh, the water's coming out here. But I just put the glass under there, swirl the glass as the water goes in, and it's fully dissolved. So it dissolves nice and easy. Which one is this?
I don't remember.
This is the ginger.
I don't know what you did.
The other day I drank the turmeric one, thinking it was the ginger one. I went, whoa, ginger's really strong in this for some reason. It was me. I was the reason.
Oh, listen to what Jenny says about this. She said, I bought this a couple weeks ago and brought it to work. Ever since, 3 of my coworkers and I have been drinking it together in the morning at the end of our shift. It's been a bonding time that we all look forward to.
Wow,
that is so
great.
beautiful.
She does a night shift, a very, very caring work that she does. So in the morning at the end of a shift, for those who are like, hang on.
Yeah.
Did AI have a glitch? No, she does night work, and it's end of her shift is first thing in the morning for the rest of us that are waking up.
She's working the night shift, taking care of all of us while all of us are sleeping, making sure people are taken care of.
There you go. Drank it all. And I'm going to do the other one as well, because I love it. It really does taste great. Now, what does it say right here? Mix with water, milk, juice. Okay, I do it with just water, and I'm like, I like it. Yet you can do it with, you can put it in your coffee. I wouldn't put it, or make it like a chai tea.
I would like it in a tea.
I would love it. I might do that tomorrow morning.
I would like it in a tea.
I'm going to have this as my chai tea in the morning with a nice black.
Are you on the second one? Do I need to highlight?
No, I'm still enjoying the first one out of all these.
Just making sure I didn't miss nothing.
So yeah, ginger turmeric shots for joint, heart, brain, gut, and skin health. 100 serving Ayurvedic powder. So it's Ayurvedic. How do you pronounce it? Ayurvedic. Is that how Ayurvedic? Is that how you pronounce it?
Ayurvedic. Yeah.
Ayurvedic. How you pronounce it? Tell me when this gets boring
air
or annoying.
Just think air. Like,
oops.
Not that kind of air, Jamie.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you said think. It's quantum physics. What you think about, you bring about. So you said it because you wanted it. It supports brain health, which is one of the reasons I'm doing it, as you folks know, or maybe you don't. About 12 months ago, I had a couple of strokes. And look at me now. Now I'm really looking at all these things. So it supports brain health, supports gut health, supports joint health, supports skin health, and supports heart health. Oh, look at that. Supports heart health. And what do we had? We just had an author talking about how to really listen to your heart. So that is the ginger turmeric shots. Really, really good. Now, what's the next one? So you can highlight the next one now. This is the turmeric ginger shot. So you can see it looks almost identically.
Oh, they do it with hot water and add a splash of half and half. Oh, I bet.
Really?
That's
is that good? Oh my God.
I bet that's delicious. It's almost like the golden milk.
Yes.
Right? It would all be almost like
it'd be like a ginger golden milk. Oh yes.
Right? We do heavy cream. Oh, look, Jamie's just
look, I just realized me and my shirt had the same look.
That's funny.
I love that. That is great. One more. You heard it here first, folks. Look what I just thought of. Now, thank you very much for that. Great idea. Warm water, stir in a little bit of cream, or a little bit of milk, some heavy cream. Oh my God. Have I got the right one? Turmeric ginger. Okay, turmeric ginger. It's got pepperine in them. They both got pepperine in them, which is basically black pepper, which actually aids the body and the cells in absorption. Great for your joints. Turmeric's really good for joints. That was the first reason I started getting turmeric many years ago. Was as a stunt actor. Some of the joints weren't 100%, but a daily dosage increased my flexibility, so much so that I ended up doing emu impersonations on live TV. Oh yeah, the turmeric ginger shot.
This is so healthy. I'm so excited. I can't wait to try it with that's going to be my new tea in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, we better buy some more. Remember that discount? I'm pretty sure that
Tin
is still available while we're still promoting it. So yeah, I don't know where I dropped it in. Yeah, DAUSON 10. Get a bonus.
They're
10%.
also on a limited time deal today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so there's an extra 15% off today.
Wow!
And then there's another 10% with the brand promo, which is the Dawson tin. So yeah, so they're a pretty good price right now. I might have to add these to cart. Which one do you prefer?
I get them both.
Okay.
Get one of each. So it looks down here with the redeem. Gives you a different. Mine gives me a different brand promotion. It doesn't give the Dawson 10.
Yeah, but when I put the Dawson 10, I think it's the same.
I think it's some of the same code. Just
I think so because I try, but I will add it again.
Oh well. Either way, folks, it's on a limited time deal. It's on a lightning deal right now, and we've got Prime, so we'll have free delivery by tomorrow morning. Mind you, we got enough because 100 shots. Even two of us, that's 50 days. That's nearly 2 months worth of yumminess in one little bag. And what's really cool about this is this little bag of powder, super easy to travel with. So some of the times when we travel, we're taking a whole collection of stuff that we like to drink first thing in the morning. Now, we'll just take this. 100% natural ingredients. Okay, let me just demonstrate that this one also, here we go. We got the water, and we got the little teaspoon of goody goodiness. Poke it in there. You see, dissolving, pretty much. And I'll give it a little stir. Your mother's an orange juice. Nah. Again, see that? Stirred it. No. Do you guys have that saying? If you stir something, you're making fun of it?
No, we don't have that saying.
Oh. Well, then that joke works for all the Australians watching.
Dawson 10, right?
Give him a stir. Means to make fun of him. Stir him up. Make fun of him. Get him all riled up. Stirring him up is riling him up. Do you guys have that saying? Rile him up?
Yeah. You can stir him up, yeah.
Same thing. Rile him up. Okay. So look at that. Just see, you can see without me pouring it all over the floor. But yeah, it totally dissolved. There's nothing floating in there anywhere. So the turmeric is more golden milky. So
I just ordered more because I'm joining you now.
The turmeric ginger shot, if you're looking for that golden milk kind of vibe, it tastes, the ginger is pretty strong in the ginger turmeric compared to the turmeric ginger.
Jenny says it's great stuff. Which one did you get, Jenny? Did you get the turmeric ginger or the ginger turmeric? What'd you land on?
They're both great.
They are both great.
And
I love that you drink it warm with a splash of milk. I think that's fantastic.
That is great. And so it is a professional grade product. It's non-GMO. It's 100% natural. There's no artificial ingredients, and it's third-party quality tested. So everything I'm saying here has been third-party tested for all of their products that I showed you right here. And that means that someone that has they're not being paid off by someone, or they're not making their money from it. They're an independent group has come in and gone, let me look at this packet. You say you have 40 grams of turmeric, 36.6995 grams of ginger, you have orange, you have vitamin C, pepperine, pepper zinc, you have all these things in it at a certain percentage, and you don't have anything that's GMO, you don't have any of these fillers, they test it. They do biologically test it and go, yep, exactly what says on the packet is there. So third-party tested is recommended for anything you get, especially if it's a nutritional supplement. We got a couple other things just the other day, and that was the first thing Amy said. The third-party tested. I'm like, they're yummy. That's what I said.
That's awesome. Jenny says it's great stuff. I am so excited that she's sharing it with her coworkers like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's very cool. I just bought another one. I'm going to start joining you. This is great. Because in the mornings, I'll do a tea, and I usually do a rooibos tea, and I'm sprinkling turmeric in my tea.
That's right. I just realized I was putting turmeric and ginger in my drink that I had in the morning.
Like if it was a coffee or whatever.
Yeah, I would, because it was good for my health. And then I realized I'm not doing that anymore because I'm doing these.
Yeah.
This is so much better, easier, and yummier.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I love that I like the turmeric ginger shots because it's got 40 grams of turmeric in it. The ginger, this one has only 19 grams, so half the grams of turmeric in this one.
And this has more ginger. This has 55 grams of ginger as opposed to 40. 36,
yeah. So it's just a little bit more ginger, but both are fantastic. I went ahead and got more turmeric ginger.
The turmeric ginger, I think, would be best for that drink that Jenny's just shared with us all.
Yeah.
For my taste buds would go that way.
But definitely.
Jenny's saying that she got the ginger turmeric.
Yeah. Yeah, but she loves it, and her coworkers love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would try the other one next time. But turmeric's got so many health benefits to it. So.
And that is such a cost-effective price. That is so.
100 shots
plus all the discounts and high.
So one of these, if we did one a day, one of these packages for less than $12.74 is going to last us over a month and a half.
50 days.
50 days. Nearly 2 months.
Just under 2 months.
Just under 2 months.
One packet would last the two of us just under 2 months, doing one drink a day.
That's really good.
So
that's really good.
For whatever, I don't even know what the discounts bring it all right down to.
It's $12.74.
$12.
Yeah, I just bought it.
With taxes and shipping and everything else.
Yeah, once the taxes come in, let me just go. I can tell you where my orders are. Because last purchase, July 6th, arriving tomorrow. $12.18. So dropped it to $12.18 with the. Once you take the discounts off and then add in some of the taxes, it came back up to $12.18.
Right.
At $12.74 there.
So $12.18 divided by 50.
Divided by 100.
No, for the two of us.
Right, but even $12, it's for the $12.
$1.28.
And $1.21.
$1.22.
Divided by 100
is $1.22.
Yeah, that's 12 cents. Oh. 12 cents a shot. 12 cents a shot.
12 cents a shot.
Yeah. 12 cents per shot. So 12 cents a day. This costs 12 cents a day.
Per person, per shot.
Per person.
So for Amy and I, it'll be 24 cents a day for a month and a half, over a month and a half, 50 days. Yeah.
That is nothing. That is nothing for health. That's fantastic.
Well, Jenny says she's going to try the other one and give you her opinion.
Oh, I would love to hear what you think.
We will be back next Sunday to talk about, we'll be showing this again next Sunday. So I think the deal is still good till Sunday.
Good. Definitely. I love that they put it on a lightning deal during our show. Thank you, Dawson. Good move. Good move.
Nice point. Yeah, today, right now, we have fireworks.
Woohoo!
What about some confetti? And how about a couple of balloons?
And people are happy with the product, which makes me happy.
Well, I'm super happy with it. So if you're not, it's you.
No. But I mean, besides you.
Yeah, it is good because I have interesting taste buds at times. And
we were taking another product that is comparable in a liquid form that came comparable. I don't know which is
both are tomato.
Both are correct.
Potato.
But I said it first, so
garage.
But no, Jamie was taking another product, and that product was costing
a lot more.
$287 a month.
Wow, this is a huge saving. Oh my God, I really love this now.
I knew once you recognized what that was.
I really love it.
I thought you might like it a little bit better. Yeah. And we can both take it now.
Yep. And I love that idea as the warm drink, as a morning warm drink, because I've been doing this in the morning anyway. But
I'm going to go have one now.
The show's over. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to wait till next Sunday.
No, I can. No,
do it live next Sunday.
No, I'm going to try it now, today.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Good. I kept saying this would taste good as a tea.
Yeah, I did. And
I kept saying this would be good as a tea. This would be good as a tea.
It would. It would. I didn't disagree.
I didn't think to add cream to it.
No, I did. The moment you mentioned golden milk, I loved golden milk when I used to do it.
Yeah.
Especially when I used to live in Sydney, Australia. I used to go down a little coffee shop and I'd have golden milk there. It was so delicious.
Awesome. Well, guys, we had a fantastic author. I am stoked about it.
Yeah. Grab her book. It's really
grab her book.
Full.
Grab these. Grab these. These are great. Really, and grab these on a lightning deal right now. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We are always honored that you spent time with us. We know you could spend time anywhere, but you spent it here with us, and that just warms our heart, makes us happy. So thank you guys so much again. And Jamie, what should they remember?
Remember, everybody out there is going through their own personal struggle, trauma, or situation or difficulty. And there's one simple thing you can do besides balloons that make the world a better place. And that is smile at a stranger. Just share a smile. So when you're out and about, share a smile at a stranger. And if you're adventurous, give them a little wink.
Tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life. So come on, just tag along with Amy and Jamie while we meet the authors. Right here on Amazon Live. Ask questions to win a prize from your favorite author's life.
1, 2, 3, 4, money there, no fuss, just fly.